what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the Hot Toys Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi Han Solo 6 scale figure. Wow, this is definitely awesome. This is my first Han Solo figure. Can you believe it? From a Hot Toys, so dang. I'm glad that I do have this. Now I had this on pre-order at Sideshow Collectibles, and I'm surprised at how how early this shipped, because this was just released about like a month ago or something like that, and it usually takes about like 3 months before like the figure eventually comes to me. Like people around the world and stuff be getting these figures like more earlier than me, like being in America, you know. That's why it takes so long. But this one I noticed came surprisingly like within like I think just over a month after it has been like officially like released. So yeah, I'm definitely happy about having this. And you know, this is based on Return of the Jedi, which I did get to see the special edition version of back in 1997. I did get to see that in the theaters a bunch of times. I went and saw that like over and over. And I even saw like the recent 40th anniversary version too, where they had re-released it to celebrate the 40th anniversary. But yeah, I'm definitely happy about having this, and this is easy. One of my most anticipated figures of the year. Han Solo. Oh, I finally got my Han Solo. But anyway, I'm going to get into this right now. You can see this is like the standard packaging that Hot Toys usually do with like their Star Wars like type figures. I'm surprised, wonder why they didn't celebrate like the 40th anniversary with Han, but obviously he would have had more stuff with him. I'm sure that would have been more of like a deluxe type version. If they were celebrating the 40th anniversary, they just did it like this. But that has been like 2 years ago, so that's probably why they just decided to leave it alone. And I think this is the first time we have gotten the indoor Han Solo too, because that's also what you can call this particular version of Han, the indoor. So yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. As you can see, it does have an image of him with the jacket that he wears on indoor. And it does say a Star Wars Han Solo right there too as well. All on the side. They even have an image of him right there too as well. And of course, you know, you just take this on off. There's like another shot of Han right here. Which looks pretty cool. It's a nice shot. I think the likeness to Harrison Ford is pretty good too. Then you know you remove this. And here's a Han inside the box with his accessories. And it is cool finally having a Han Solo figure. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this right now. First, I want to talk about the display stand that comes with a Han. As you can see, it kind of represents like indoor, because you see like the leaves and stuff. Because I know like Wicked got this too, like the Ewok. He had this kind of well, the stand wasn't like this. It was like the usual stand, but he got like these type of plants that you could have added to his stand to make it look more like indoor. Even like Leia had these like the indoor layer that you could have got with Wicked, like the Ewok. They kind of had that. But yeah, this is how it looks. It looks pretty cool. It also says, of course, Han Solo right here on the nameplate. Then you have like slots up here where you can stick the U-style stand, which I think is pretty cool. So you can have Han up here like this, so he's like standing in the front, or you can have like on this side right here. I think if you do it like this way, you can have him with like this the trees, depending on how you position him. Like the leaves and like the wood right there would be like in front of him. So I'm gonna see. But they also give you like this these two rocks too, where you can cover up these slots if you want. If you don't want them open like that, they give you like two pairs of rocks right here that you can plug in. Cause I know usually they used to have these like plugged in, but for some reason they already had them out. And here's like this piece of wood that you get too. I think this is just like a stand dressing, like it's like just dressing, you know, to make it look good. Because one thing that's cool about it, it's not, you don't have to attach it anywhere, so you can just lay this around anywhere around, huh? So I do think that's pretty cool, you know, like this tree. It looks pretty nice too. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So I probably put my stand right here like at first though. I'm gonna see though. I see it does go in pretty easily too. Okay. For Han himself. Yeah. It is a good likeness to Harrison Ford. It looks pretty good. So I gotta take all that plastic off of him. There's the Han Solo figure from Hot Toys based on the Return of the Jedi, or you can call him Indoor Han. And I'm gonna measure him. Yep, he's just at like 12 inches. I'll talk about the likeness to like Harrison Ford, or you can say Han, and like the articulation of the figure. I must admit, I think this is an awesome likeness to a Han Solo, or to Harrison Ford. I think they did a pretty good job with this. It really looks pretty cool to me. You like the outfit, and he does come like this too. You know, he has like the coat that you can put on him too, with that jacket. This how he does come like in the box. Even like his communicator, as you can see right there, that's already attached to him too. And there's his belt, like the holster right there. Now Han's arms can go up to about right there. Probably can go higher. I don't want to force it. They can't really go back. It's kind of like it's limited. Can't really go forward. It's kind of like limited. But he does have a bend in the arm. Yeah, he has a double bend. Looks like it's kind of tight too. I noticed his arm. And he does have a butterfly joint, so you can move it back and forth like that. He does have a split. He does have a bend in the leg, double bend. It can kick out like that, like butterfly. Of course, the hands can rotate all the way around. You can kind of do an ab crunch, but not too much. But you can't give him the pose like that. Of course, Han's head can turn, left, right. Looks like he can't really look up because the way his hair is sculpted in the back, and he can look down. But yeah, I think this is awesome, and it is so cool finally having a Han Solo figure now in my collection. I can't believe this is the first Han Solo figure I done got. I think it has only been like 3 others, if I'm not mistaken. Well, 2 others. I know they had like the A New Hope Han from the first one. Then they had like the Stormtrooper Disguise Han 2 as well. But they never had the Bespin Han. That's one I'm hearing from like Empire Strikes Back. And they never had Han like this, like Indoor Han. But yeah, I think it's awesome. It's pretty cool. Closer look at a Han. I had messed with one of his eyeballs too by mistake. I could fix it even better. It's kind of hard to get it like lined up. But yeah, just showing how he does look though. It's a good likeness to Harrison Ford. A younger Harrison Ford, you can see a young Han. It's an awesome likeness. Cause I got fixed that out because it was actually all the way down, and I had turned it. I might start messing with that though now, like the rolling eyeballs feature. As you can see, this is all his clothes, and this communicator right here, like I was mentioning, it was already on him. The communicator, that was already like on him, but you can't detach it. So that is kind of like an accessory that he has. His holster, his feet. I want to move on through the accessories that come with the Han Solo figure. First, I want to talk about like his alternate hands that he has. He has like 5 separate hands, but it's a total of 7 hands in total with Han. If you count the 2 that are on him, so he has like 7 hands in total. Because he has like a left and right hand like this, like he's saying stop or something. Then you have this particular hand right here. I don't know what's he doing with this one. I think this is like the hand where he's saying, like that. I'm not too sure. Then he has like this particular hand. I guess you could say this is like a trigger hand. I'm sure one of them is for the communicator too, though. But it's quite different from the right-handed trigger, because I definitely know this one is a trigger hand. but they're like different. That's why I say I won't be surprised if this is for like the communicator or something. I'm not too sure. Then up next year you can get the then you get like his blaster right here too as well. And this here's like a close-up look at Han's blaster. And I know this even has a name for it too. This particular version of his blaster. I forget what you call it though. I know it isn't just blaster, it has like a number on it, like a code to it. Then you also get like the tool for moving Han's eyes. Then you also have like some pads that Hot Toys always gives us. Then you also have like I guess these are like buttons for Han. You know, if you lose a button. I have seen these come off some of my figures, you know. But of course, you know, with Han, being that he does have his holster, you can open this right here, and it looks like it's magnetized. So I'm gonna see if I can show it. It is like magnetized right, so you just would lift that up like that. Then you know you can put his holster on in here. I could tell that it is magnetized too, so let's see if I can slide it in there. I know I have to spray them like this sometimes. I know I won't always have his gun out. Once assembled, that's how it is. But I still believe I don't have it all the way in. Cause I think this one should be able to close up on it. Like the strap should be able to close up on it once it's already in. But yeah, that's how it would look. You know, if you had it like holstered on Han. Lastly, Han comes with his jacket. Or you can say, I guess, an indoor jacket. So I'm gonna take this out. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to think how would I really display this. Of course, I would prefer Han like this because you know this how he usually is, just the vest. But of course, you know he does. I'm glad they did give us this though. He does have this jacket from like indoor when he's on indoor. So that is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to test it out. I know it's also like a strap backer too that you can open up on Han. There's like a belt right there. So I'm gonna see. Okay. And here's Han with the indoor jacket on. You can just say his jacket. I'm glad we do have the option of being able to put this on him too. That is so cool. I think that's so awesome that we can do this with him. And this has pockets on it too. I think you can even take Han, cause I've seen it. Yeah, like the pocket, you can have his hands like in his pockets. Like they can go into the pockets. That's pretty cool. But back here they do have like this thing right that I was talking about. And I think it's with the string on, so if you're not careful, I bet you can rip that. It's right here on the back of it. I might have to even adjust mine, because you see how he sticks out like in the back. I bet that should sit more flush. But it's still pretty cool. But I'm glad that Hot Toys did give us the option to have him like that. Because they could have gave us without the jacket, which would have made no sense. But I could see them doing something like that. For some reason, we didn't get his coat. It's so awesome though. I want to compare the Hot Toys Return of the Jedi Han Solo figure with some of my other Return of the Jedi base figures from Hot Toys. Here he is next to Goldenrod. I just played. But yeah, here he is next to C-3PO from Return of the Jedi. And as you can see, they both have these kind of same style of stands too. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like Han's stand, I think they're about the same height. It looks like it's a little higher than 3PO's on. But of course, you know, they have like different flooring and different design at the bottom. But they are still basically like the same style of stand that Hot Toys has been doing with the Star Wars figures. Because even like the Darth Vader figures are like this too. Like the Return of the Jedi one that I have for the 40th anniversary, it's like this. It has the same kind of like stand, you know. But yeah, these two look so awesome together. Yeah, as you can see, here's the indoor layer, or you can say, but it's Return of the Jedi layer. This is like the one that you could have got for Wicked the Ewok. As you can see, she has on like the poncho too as well. And then here's my Return of the Jedi look, which is my first Hot Toy figure. Luke Skywalker. This is my first Hot Toys figure, well, figure from Hot Toys. And really our first 6-scale figure, I guess you could say in general too as well. Now they also had Luke like this too. There was even a sideshow version that you could have got of Luke Skywalker with his like indoor look, with the indoor poncho and the helmet and stuff. Like Leia has the helmet right here. but I had missed out on that though. So this is pretty cool. It would be so awesome if I had like Chewbacca though. If I know he's on the way, which I'm definitely excited about Chewbacca. So yeah, I'll be definitely having that one too as well, you know. Okay, there's the Hot Toys Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi Han Solo 6-scale figure. Or you can even call it Indoor Han. I think this is an awesome figure. And this was like at one point my most anticipated figure of the year. But there have been other figures that were released that are on the way that have went through it, you know. But I was definitely really anticipating this because this is a Han Solo figure and it's my first. This is my first Han Solo figure. Like, wow, I can't even believe I never even had a Han Solo figure, you know, but there wasn't none that I could really get to on the market. I know you can get them like on the aftermarket and stuff like that, but it would have been like more expensive. But yeah, I'm definitely happy about having this. And of course, you know, this is based like on Return of the Jedi. And I did get to see the special edition version of Return of the Jedi in the theaters. Like back in 1997, I went and watched that like over and over, you know. But this was, and I even saw the recent 40th anniversary version too as well, which they had, you know, like in the theaters. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you could find it. And I'm still surprised that it came so quick too, because this was just released like, what I think like official release like a month ago, and mine already had came. I was like, whoa, I was surprised. I didn't expect it to come so soon, because it usually be like 3 months before I get mine. Like it could be already official release like a figure from like Sideshow, but people are already having. I have to wait about 3 or 2 months before I finally get mine, you know. But that'd be like people who be like in other countries, they have like access to getting it more quicker, you know. But I get mine from like Sideshow Collectibles, and of course I am in America, so you know that's why I got mine. It takes so long, I think, to get mine. But yeah, I think this is definitely awesome and one of the best figures of the year. And I think the likeness to Harrison Ford is pretty good on this figure too as well. I think it ended up turning out much better than we thought it would be, because I even remember saying, I think in the preview of this, that like he had too much hair on his head or something like that. But now when I see it in person, it really does look pretty good. It's a good likeness to Harrison Ford, like a younger Harrison Ford, you could say a younger Han Solo. And I'm glad that we have Chewbacca on the way. I can't wait for that. And he's really looking good. I hope he like holds up. I hope they don't make any like alternate last minute change to it and don't turn out to look as good as the promo picture, you know, the upcoming Chewbacca figure. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But anyway, please leave a comment and subscribe too as well. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.